The teachings of the Wolf Clan began at the time this home site was established. That is, for my generation. As a small child, it was a habit of my family to sit on the front porch and watch the sun descend in all its brilliant glory to rest for the night. My grandfather would sit on the right, my grandmother on the left, and I would sit between them on the floor. My grandfather Moses Shango, who was last of the medicine people of the Senecas, always began his thoughts with, long before there was time, place, or even human beings, the great mystery was an infinite space. As a child, my thoughts were centered upon this beautiful person, and my ears listened to every word he said. My eyes focused upon his loving face, and looking at the deep pools in his ever-loving eyes. I hung on to his every word. He would take a deep breath before he began, always in reverence. He looked skyward, as if waiting to find a clue for whatever would be spoken to his young granddaughter. On this particular night, he said, "I believe it's time you knew about where we all came from." And I just looked at him, because the thought had never entered into my mind. After a long silence, he began. Up there in infinite space, in a place that is very sacred, we don't know just exactly where this place is, but it is a place where all things are perfect. In this place are huge circles, and they are so full of energy that they are rolling and rolling and rolling. And maybe sometimes we hear them, but we're not sure. But they rumble along out in this special space. They are round, and they have all kinds of colors. We might call them the rainbow colors, for these colors are represented in faith, in love, in intuition, in will, in creativity, in magnetism, and in gratitude. Also, these circles have gifts. The gift of sound, sight, scent, taste, touch, emotion, and awareness. All these beautiful gifts are in this very, very round, energized circle. Some people call them souls, but we call them sacred cycles or spirited energy. Now, these spirited energies have all the gifts, all the abilities that are needed to live. They lack one thing, and that is to reach out and touch. In order for these spirited energies to reach out and touch, they have to enter into other bodies. Now, these other bodies are the bodies that are connected to the earth. They can touch, but they cannot feel. It is only the spirited energies that have this magnificent gift of feeling. The earthbound bodies have a gift that we might call the ego. And this ego only wants and wants and wants and wants. It doesn't care how it gets, just so long as it gets what it wants. The spirited energies cannot touch, so they enter into these earthbound bodies to learn how to touch. And at the same time, the earthbound bodies can experience feeling. Each spirited entity selects two earthbound bodies, a male and a female. And when they touch together, the spirited energy can enter in to the female of the earthbound body. This is a gift of beauty that is manifested between the male and female of the earthbound body. The moment this gift has been manifested, the spirited energy feels, it sees, it hears, it smells, it tastes, and it touches. It also has emotion, and it has awareness. The passageway into the earthbound body is dark, and the spirited energy is seeking light. And for a certain length of time, the spirited energy, is experiencing feelings of growth within this earthbound body. And when the time is right, the spirited energy begins to leave the earthbound body and is born into the light and breathes the great beautiful gift, the breath of light. It is the breath of life that allows the spirited energy to live in this earth. And this is where the earthbound body comes from. The next question is, why am I here? The answer to this question is that we are here to learn lessons of reaching out to touch. Sometimes we touch things that are joyful. And this is a gift of beauty because it's one of truth. Other times we are seeking truth. And sometimes as we seek this truth, we feel discomfort. So our mission, as we call it, is to learn the truth. And after we learn the truth, we honor what we have learned. And after honoring and learning, we then begin to practice what we have learned by accepting the truth. We have many actions, and these actions are always based on what we want to learn in relation to truth. So we look throughout our lives. We look wherever we are. We are seeking the truth. In addition to this, our ears begin to open, and we listen for the truth. After having learned the truth, having honored it, and practicing what we have learned, seeing the truth and hearing the truth, we begin to speak about the truth. And as we speak the truth, we begin to listen to what others have to say. And these are gifts of beauty, because we learn from others by listening. We learn from others as they suggest what we must look at. Then a wonderful feeling enters into our lives. It is a feeling of faith. This feeling is deep within each one of us, and it helps us decide which is the truth according to our feeling and belief, and which is not. After having this faith, we begin to grow. And another wonderful gift comes to that. And through this is love, the language we speak. All nature speaks the language of love. We, as human beings, have to learn how to speak this very sacred language. After learning the language of love, we then begin to reach out still more by serving our gifts with others. This means that we continue to share with the feeling of love. As we grow, we begin to find ways to live in truth, to speak the truth, to feel the truth within us, and to share what we feel. The next thing that happens to us, as we need to have work, and the work is that of creativity, creating the right thing at the right time, to touch into the gift of magnetism, the gift of attracting and releasing. This is getting into the flow of the universe, the universal rhythm of which we all belong. We attract and we release. We attract and we release. In order for us to grow, we must release what we attract. The next step is that of gratitude. All things are based on our feeling of gratitude. We cannot grow unless we have the feeling of gratitude. Our learning, our understanding through self-awareness is based upon our gratitude. We call this healing. Healing through spirit. The wholeness, the rightness, the truth is manifested in healing. Daniho. The next question is, why am I here? We ask this question. What is my purpose in life? We are here to learn lessons. These lessons come from the feeling of comfort. We seek comfort in order to learn lessons. Remember that story of keeping warm. The keeping warm is not only having clothing on, it also is housing. It is also being full, having food. And it is also making achievements that help us understand the truth of why we're here. How can we do this? We reach out to make friends with all manifestations within our environment. We are lonesome. We came into this earth walk alone, each of us. And because of this lonesomeness, we seek friends. And it's the friendships that we seek that help us to learn all the things we seek. Answers. The answers must be truth as we see it and as we feel it, to help us understand comfort. In order to be friendly, we need to know who we are, where we came from, and why we're here. These three questions are the basis of our understanding. If we happen to be a male, we soon learn that we have gifts that help us to protect all things, no matter how large or small. If we are a female, we know that we have the gift of reproduction. And that means nourishment. We nourish all things so that they might grow, no matter what it is. We are the nourishers, and we are the protectors, because within both male and female, we have these two characteristics or qualities in our character. The only difference is that if we're male, we are taller, and our desire for protecting is more pronounced. But we still have that nourishing characteristic with us, the two in one. If we are female, we are primarily the nourishers, but we still have that male characteristic of wanting to be protector. So we have these wonderful relationships between male and female. And when a bonding is made, such as a marriage, we become extensions of each other. Therefore, we marry our best friends. There is another very important ingredient in learning about why we are here. And that is, there is a rhythm that we have been gifted with. Some of us have rhythms that are faster than others. Some rhythms are very slow. In seeking comfort for a friendly relationship in a marriage bond, our rhythms should be compatible so that we can walk side by side with feelings of love and comfort. When the rhythms are not understood before the bonding occurs, it is difficult to walk side by side because the one with the faster rhythm is pulling the one with the slower rhythm along, and the one with the slower rhythm is holding the one with the faster rhythm back. So in essence, there is a tug-of-war, and no one is to blame. It is the lack of understanding of rhythm that creates this conflict. In situations like this, it is difficult for two people to grow in harmony with each other. This is part of the question, why am I here? It is to learn the rhythm, not only of our friends, but of the environment in which we live. The environment has rhythm. This rhythm is often measured in temperature. So temperature of an environment has a great deal to do with the growth of individuals. This relates to body temperature, temperature of the environment in which we have to become acclimated. And often this is another way of saying, let's become friends with our environment in relation to the temperature. Color has a great deal to do with helping us understand why we're here. Color manifests part of our emotions, our gifts of faith, love, intuition, will, creativity, magnetism, and healing. Faith is love. Together, the colors manifest orange, which is the color of friendship, the relationships. Faith is red. Yellow is love. Intuition is blue. The will is green. Creativity is flesh color. The blossoming color. Magnetism is crystal or white, the sharing color. And healing through gratitude is purple. The combination of all these colors manifested in the rainbow of peace. The next question is, how will I be remembered when I'm gone? The legacy of a life well spent on this earth walk, using the gifts and abilities, developing a lifestyle and an image that fits into the whole, one that is part and parcel of this united whole. The universe manifested in one person as well as in all other creatures of this universe, all for one and one for all. This is the legacy that we all strive to manifest in this earth walk. Downy ho. Nyawa swanio.